History is often presented as a straight line, a steady march from primitive beginnings to our modern, technologically advanced era. We are taught that our ancestors were simple people, slowly figuring out the world around them. But what if this narrative is fundamentally flawed? What if the past holds secrets that challenge everything we think we know about human progress? Welcome to Omen Myths. Today, we are diving deep into the shadows of history to uncover artifacts and structures that simply should not exist. According to conventional timelines, these are the anomalies, the out-of-place artifacts, the ancient technologies that defy explanation. Our journey begins in the Mediterranean Sea, off the coast of the Greek island of Antikythera. In the year 1900, sponge divers stumbled upon a shipwreck dating back to the 1st century BCE. Among the treasures recovered was a corroded calcified lump of bronze and wood. For decades, it sat in a museum, its true nature hidden. It wasn't until the advent of modern X-ray and CT scanning technology that the secrets of the Antikythera Mechanism were finally revealed. What researchers found inside that lump of bronze was nothing short of astonishing. It was a complex system of over 30 interlocking gear wheels, dials, and inscriptions. This was not a simple tool or a decorative piece. The Antikythera Mechanism was an analog computer designed to predict astronomical positions and eclipses for calendrical and astrological purposes decades in advance. It could track the movements of the sun, the moon, and the 5 planets known to the ancient Greeks. The level of miniaturization and complexity found in the Antikythera Mechanism is staggering. It is a piece of machinery that predates similar European clockwork technology by over 1,000 years. How did the ancient Greeks possess such advanced knowledge of gear trains and differential gearing? Some scholars suggest it was the work of a genius like Archimedes or Hipparchus. Others argue that it represents a lost tradition of Hellenistic engineering, a body of knowledge that was completely wiped out, perhaps by the burning of the Library of Alexandria or the collapse of the Roman Empire. The existence of the Antikythera Mechanism forces us to re-evaluate the technological capabilities of the ancient world. It proves that our ancestors were capable of creating highly sophisticated precision instruments. If they could build an astronomical computer, what else were they capable of? From the depths of the Mediterranean, we moved to the arid landscapes of modern-day Iraq in 1936 during excavations near Baghdad. Archaeologists unearthed a peculiar artifact dating back to the Parthian or Sassanid periods, roughly 200 BCE to 200 CE. The artifact consisted of a terracotta clay jar about 5 inches tall. Inside the jar was a cylinder made of rolled copper sheet, and suspended within the center of this cylinder was a single iron rod. The top of the iron rod was isolated from the copper by an asphalt plug, and both the rod and the cylinder fit snugly inside the jar. To anyone with a basic understanding of electricity, this setup looks incredibly familiar. It resembles a rudimentary galvanic cell, a simple battery when filled with an acidic liquid such as vinegar, lemon juice, or grape juice. The differing electrochemical potentials of the copper and iron would generate a small electrical current. Experiments conducted by modern scientists and engineers have proven that replicas of the Baghdad Battery can indeed produce between 1 and 2 volts of electricity. But why would ancient Mesopotamians need a battery? What could they possibly be powering? Mainstream archaeology often dismisses the battery theory, suggesting the jars were used for storing sacred scrolls, with the metal components serving some ritualistic or symbolic purpose. However, the specific arrangement of the metals and the asphalt seal make this explanation seem unlikely to many. Another theory proposes that the batteries were used for electroplating, a process of transferring a thin layer of one metal, like gold or silver, onto another surface. This would have been a highly valuable skill for ancient jewelers and artisans. While the exact purpose of the Baghdad Battery remains a subject of intense debate, the physical evidence is hard to ignore. It stands as a tantalizing hint that the principles of electricity might have been understood and utilized millennia before Alessandro Volta invented the modern battery in the year 1800. Our exploration of ancient mysteries now takes us to the magnificent temples of Egypt. Specifically, we travel to the Hathor Temple at Dendera, a site known for its intricate carvings and profound religious significance. Deep within the crypts of this temple, carved into the stone walls, are reliefs that have sparked one of the most enduring controversies in Egyptology. These carvings, known as the Dendera Light, depict figures holding massive, elongated objects that bear a striking resemblance to oversized light bulbs. Inside these bulbous shapes is a wavy line, often interpreted as a filament, represented by a snake. The bulbs are connected to a base, which in turn is connected by a cable-like structure to a jet pillar, a symbol often associated with stability and power. The visual similarity to early electrical discharge lamps, such as Crookes tubes, is undeniable. This has led some alternative historians and researchers to propose a radical theory that the ancient Egyptians possessed a form of electric lighting. This theory is often supported by the observation that many of the deep, enclosed tombs and crypts in Egypt showed no signs of soot on the ceilings. If the artisans and painters used oil lamps or torches for illumination, as conventional history suggests, there should be extensive soot deposits. The absence of soot, proponents argue, points to the use of a clean, smokeless light source. Mainstream Egyptologists, however, strongly reject the idea of ancient Egyptian electricity. They interpret the Dendera Light carvings purely through the lens of mythology and symbolism. In this view, the bulb is the womb of Nut, the sky goddess. The snake represents the god Harsantis, emerging from a lotus flower. The jade pillar is a symbol of stability, supporting the rising sun. While the mythological interpretation is well supported by other Egyptian texts and iconography, the sheer mechanical appearance of the Dendera reliefs continues to fuel speculation. Are we looking at a symbolic representation of creation or a literal depiction of a forgotten technology? The debate rages on, keeping the mystery of the Dendera Light alive. Leaving the sands of Egypt behind, we ascend to the breathtaking heights of the Bolivian Andes. Here, at an elevation of nearly 13,000 feet, lie the ruins of Puma Punku, part of the larger Tiwanaku archaeological complex. Puma Punku is a site that challenges our understanding of ancient engineering and stonemasonry dating back to around 536 CE. Puma Punku is renowned for its massive, intricately carved stone blocks. The most famous of these are the H-blocks, massive structures of andesite and diorite that interlock with astonishing precision. The surfaces of these stones are perfectly flat, and the angles are cut with such exactness that they appear to have been machined. The blocks fit together so tightly that not even a razor blade can be slipped between them, and they were assembled without the use of mortars. What makes Puma Punku so baffling is the hardness of the stone used, and the andesite and diorite are incredibly dense and difficult to work with. Conventional archaeology suggests that the Tiwanaku people used stone hammers, abrasive sands, and copper tools to shape these massive blocks. However, many engineers and stonemasons argue that achieving such perfect right angles, smooth surfaces, and uniform drill holes with primitive tools is practically impossible. The sheer scale of the operation is also mind-boggling. Some of the stone blocks weigh over 100 tons and were transported from quarries located miles away, across difficult terrain. How did a civilization without the wheel, without draft animals, and without advanced metallurgy achieve such feats of engineering? The precision of Puma Punku has led to numerous alternative theories, ranging from the use of lost, highly advanced machining technology to the intervention of extraterrestrial beings. While mainstream science dismisses these more fantastical ideas, the mystery of how Puma Punku was built remains unsolved. It stands as a testament to the incredible ingenuity and skill of ancient builders, and a stark reminder of how much we still have to learn about the capabilities of past civilizations. Our final destination takes us to the ancient texts and epics of India within the vast body of Sanskrit literature, including the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. We find numerous references to flying machines known as Vimanas. These are not described as magical, ethereal constructs, but as physical, mechanical vehicles. The texts detail their appearance, their capabilities, and even the sounds they made. Vimanas are described as flying chariots, sometimes shaped like spheres, cylinders, or even massive, multi-storied palaces. They were said to be capable of incredible speeds, able to travel across continents and even into space. The text described them engaging in fierce aerial battles, utilizing weapons that sound terrifyingly similar to modern missiles and explosives. One of the most controversial texts regarding these flying machines is the Vaimanika Shastra. Claimed to be a channeled text from the early 20th century, it purports to be a detailed technical manual on ancient aeronautics. It describes the construction of various types of Vimanas, the materials used, and the complex propulsion systems, which supposedly involved mercury vortex engines. Most historians and scientists consider the Vaimanika Shastra to be a modern fabrication, a product of imagination rather than a genuine historical document. However, The persistent and detailed descriptions of flying machines in much older, authenticated texts cannot be easily dismissed. Were the Vimanas purely the product of vivid poetic imagination, mythological metaphors for the power of the gods? Or do these ancient epics contain the distorted memories of a time when advanced aerial technology actually existed on Earth? The idea that an ancient civilization possessed flight technology challenges the very foundation of our historical timeline. It suggests a cyclical view of history, where civilizations rise to great heights of technological advancement only to fall and be forgotten, leaving behind only myths and legends. The Antikythera Mechanism, the Baghdad Battery, the Dendera Light, Puma Punku, and the Vimanas. These are just a few pieces of a much larger puzzle. They are the anomalies that refuse to fit neatly into the established narrative of human history. Each of these mysteries forces us to ask difficult questions. Are we underestimating the intelligence and capabilities of our ancestors? Is it possible that highly advanced civilizations existed millennia before our own, only to be wiped out by cataclysms or the slow decay of time? The pursuit of these answers is not just about uncovering the past. It is about understanding the true potential of humanity. If our ancestors were capable of such incredible feats, it expands our understanding of what is possible. History is not a closed book. It is a constantly evolving story, rewritten with every new discovery and every new perspective. The ancient technologies that defy explanation are a reminder that we must keep an open mind, that we must be willing to question the accepted dogma, and that the truth about our past may be far more extraordinary than we ever imagined. As we continue to explore the ruins of ancient cities, translate forgotten texts, and analyze mysterious artifacts, we may one day uncover the definitive proof of these lost technologies. Until then, they remain as tantalizing clues, beckoning us to look deeper, to think broader, and to never stop questioning the mysteries of our world. The stories of these ancient marvels are not just tales of the past, they are a mirror reflecting our own technological journey. They remind us that innovation is a fundamental part of the human spirit, a drive that has existed since the dawn of civilization. Whether these artifacts represent lost scientific knowledge, misunderstood rituals, or the echoes of a forgotten golden age, they continue to captivate our imagination. They challenge us to look beyond the surface, to seek the truth hidden in the shadows of time. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the unknown. The world is full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled, and here at Omen Myths, we are dedicated to bringing those stories to light. Keep questioning, keep exploring, and never lose your sense of wonder. The past is speaking to us, if only we are willing to listen.